Now it's part of my favourite time of the day, Inside Edge, where I get to host, and I get to host. I've got the one that's in charge here, Rigger. I'm in charge here. Not like last time. You spoke for a little bit too long, and I know that it was an emotional time because Baz didn't pick you in his team. But we're not talking batters now, we're talking bowlers.
So yeah, well, I mean, I care about batters, don't I? I don't really care for bowlers.
Average 22, he's a chance.
No, 21. I got a better bowling average than Sir Richard Hadley. So yeah.
Okay, well, this is going to be exciting. It always is with you guys. But before I get to your teams, we did ask you. We asked everyone out there. You had to pick a wicket keeper and your 4 best bowlers of all time for New Zealand. And Matthew Peets from Auckland, he chose Hadley, Bond, Bolt, Vittori. And his wicket keeper, well, he wasn't sure. He went with Watling ahead of Smith. But he gave Smith the honourable mention there. Then there was Zach Markham from Rotorua. He gave the keeper as Watling over Smith because of batting, he said. Bowlers Hadley, Vittori, Bolt, and Wagner in place of Bond there, yeah. Nah. So selection of Wagner, he said, because of his ability to get wickets on dry pitches. Hard to leave Southey out, he said, with a teary emoji. So what I want to hear from you, and I'm sure all the viewers want to hear, Baz, give us your team, and then we'll come back as to who you deliberated over.
Okay, keep in mind that I had a bowling option in Ken's batting 6 for me, so my keeper will bat 7. Honourable mention to Ian Stockley-Smith as well, but BJ Watling just statistically too hard to ignore, so he gets the nod at 7 for me. And then I've got Vittori at 8. I've got Bond at 9. Well, actually, I've got Hadley at 9, Bond at 10, and then I've got Bolt at 11, and I found it extremely difficult to leave out both Tim Southey and Neil Wagner. But that's the 11.
We had this discussion last night, and you left Bolt out of your team.
I didn't leave Bolt out.
Why didn't you? You said you were going to, and you didn't have the courage.
No, I had a chance to think about things, and I've come up with this 11.
It always gets prickly. I love it. That's why I love Mark Richardson.
No, it's annoyed me because I wanted to point a difference, didn't I? But I seem to have gone with... I'll tell you what, there's no discussion. This is obviously clearly, by popular demand, if we had a national vote, going to be the team. Because I too have gone BJ Watling. Basically because I think you have to deal with a whole bunch of thoroughbreds, don't you? And there's skittery bowlers.
Right.
And I think BJ Watling's such a good team man, he'll just keep them together. And he was actually a really good wicketkeeper. I can't remember him making many mistakes. Then, of course, RJ Hadley is head and shoulders above any bowler we've ever had. Then I have gone Shane Bond. Well, Dan Vittori would go in there, but Shane Bond, because with Shane Bond, there was always that feeling at that time you could win test matches. And if you watch Shane Bond bowl, he was an amazing bowler. Then I had to decide out of Tim Southey or Trent Bolt. I've gone for Trent Bolt because of the left arm option.
That's exactly the reason I went for it.
Yeah, and then Dan Vittori fits in there. And I remember Dan Vittori is the Dan Vittori who really did rip the ball. And he does. Remember he bowled Australia out at Eden Park?
So you want the old Vittori? Or...
Yeah. I actually do like the latest Vittori, actually.
He bowled well last year.
Who holidays at the beach and pours very stiff chins. I like that Vittori as well.
That's why he's in your team as well. For the post-match.
But honourables for Neil Wagner, but I thought in terms of the aggressive fast bowler, that's where I went with Bond over Wagner. Jack Cowie is the one who many people compare Shane Bond to Jack Cowie. Both of them, robbed by injury, didn't play many test matches. And Tim Southey is the 12th man because, it's hard to split them because they're a combo, but no. RJ Hadley, Shane Bond, Trent Bolt and Dan Vittori.
What do you think of that team there, Baz?
Well, it's the same team I picked, so I quite like it.
I thought we were going to have an argument over Shane Bond.
Well, that's why you've got to throw someone out now. Shane Bond's injured.
Shane Bond's injured, is he?
Shane Bond's injured.
Well, look, Tim Southey would come in, or Neil Wagner. I think, look, there's other fabulous bowlers that we've had over the years as well that you could throw in there, the likes of Dion Nash for a short period of time. We've got Taylor, we've got Chatfield, Bruce Cairns, Simon Daw at the basin if it's hooping. So you got some sort of... We've had many with Chris Martin, some wonderful bowlers over the years, but I think in terms of combinations, I like Shane Bond because of the raw pace. Mm-hmm. He's going to hoop the ball back in. Obviously, you've got Sir Paddles who will just do everything with the ball as well. You've got the ability for Bolty to bring it back. Southey, I found incredibly difficult to leave out, but I will know that as 12th man, he'll still be an outstanding tourist. And
with Vittori in the team as well, we know, thick as thieves.
We make Vittori a little childish when they're around each other, but They get on well.
The thing with picking a batting list is you generally, here's your best batters. These are your best batters, and you'll probably pick the same batting outfit no matter where you're playing and what surface you're on. Whereas you've got to pick a bowling attack for where you're playing and the surface. So I've picked one. I thought, okay, I'm going to go with the traditional, our lords here in New Zealand, which I think is the Basin Reserve. And I've thought about the Basin Reserve wicket, and so that's the team I've gone with. If I was going to India, if I was picking one for India or somewhere like that, maybe it'll be slightly different.
Who's opening?
Well,
in the attack.
Again, I can't believe you and I were so close to being on the same page here, but I also looked at picking it for the Basin, so therefore I thought you could actually do with 3 new ball type of bowlers and just have shorter spells for them. So for me, I'll go Hadley and Bolt with the new ball, and then I'll go very quickly into Bond and rotate them around.
They really have an into-the-wind donkey in that lineup, though, do we, for the Basin?
For the Basin, yeah.
We're picking for a nice day in Wellington.
That's your 4th team is going to do that.
Oh, right.
Would that potentially be me?
Keynes was mine.
Into the wind?
Yeah. No, actually, they reckon it's skinny.
Look at that look in your face.
You're not even fit to go to drinks out.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What was your team, Grant?
Oh, thanks for asking, Brendon. I was waiting for someone to ask me about my team. I've probably gone exactly the same, actually. But because I had you as a keeper in my team already, in my batting, which I don't know how your knees feel about that when I mentioned
With that bowling lineup, I'm happy to keep.
I've gone for Hadley, Vittori, Bond, Bolt and Southey.
Hadley, Vittori, Bond, Bolt and Southey.
Yeah.
That's a fair lineup.
And I was thinking about Bond, and I thought I had Wagner in there initially, but then I thought I needed pace. I need sheer 150k an hour.
Yeah.
Bring it on 4 over spells.
No substitute for paces there. My opening bowler, I mean, you've got to give RJ Hadley the ball first up, because if you don't, he'll leave the park.
Yeah, grumpy.
And get in his car and go home, and you'll never have him for the rest of the test. So
the car that's got RJ
the car he won.
431 on the number plate.
But you make a good point, though. Who's bowling into the wind? Because you've got Kenzie as well.
Trent Bolt, he's a swing bowler. I give him the new ball, and then
he's never bowled in the wind yet.
Well, he's going to have to learn to.
And neither is Bond. Bond's not bowling into
Bond is coming down after RJ to share pace. Yeah, share pace. And then Dan Vittori basically just bowls into the wind for the rest of the day.
For the whole test.
Yeah. And then
But
we enjoy a couple of gins at the end of it. Yeah, well-earned gins.
Now, of course, the reason why you're thinking of the Wellington test is because there's a limo ride, isn't there?
That's right.
So the bowling team, if it's a victorious test, everyone that bowled during that test match gets to go in the limo.
That's a really good point, because we're expecting the side to win the match, and so you've obviously got to pick
boring.
Yeah.
Not boring. Not boring. Not boring.
I'll tell you. But yeah, you want that limousine ride to be fun, don't you?
Yeah.
Not end in a fight, but
we might have to go back over the list.
Yeah.
That could be the next list, is actually the fun limo ride that won the test, managed to win it on a green top.
You definitely get in that 11, Grant. You get in that 11.
You also on the limousine ride going up to the top of Mount Vic and then going back to the hotel, not somewhere else.
Well, there's a very funny photo which shows, I think, Kane Williamson made it into the limo ride, and it just shows him peering out of the door, or the car door, because he was too embarrassed. Yeah, like he shouldn't be there.
Shouldn't be.
He bowled a couple overs, didn't he?
Yeah, just a couple of off spin. But I don't know what happens in that limo. I know that the guys go and have a nice couple of drinks to celebrate because of the heavy legs in Wellington. And that was almost probably your last couple of stages as keeper, wasn't it? That final limo ride?
It was. Hey, just quickly, I know we're going to go shortly, but that you're referring to that gin. I think it was Glenn Turner. What was that story when he got to 100 first-class hundreds? I think it was Billy Abdullah took him out a shot of gin, didn't he? He said, here you go, well earned. And he ended up having a double shot of it. And he went on and got 300 in the same game.
Yeah.
That can work.
That's what we're doing wrong today.
Well, guys, it's always entertaining. I enjoyed that, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussions off air about it. Well, we're looking forward to another toil out there, and a pitch which isn't providing much for the New Zealand bowlers, even though we're picking our best bowlers of all time.